Fox News host Megyn Kelly is amused with a list of demands recently released by the RNC as a result of the CNBC debate, which many conservatives considered unfair. So Megyn Kelly is going to give her reaction to the demands in this clip from Mediaite. Let's watch.
So now they're banding together to try to get the networks to make sure, you tell the audience, Chris, how hot do they want it in the debate hall?
67 degrees.
That needs to be in a contract. They want all the candidates to receive similarly substantive questions. No so-called lightning rounds of questioning. Approval of any on-screen graphics aired during the debate. Oh, yeah, that's going to happen. The network should commit that they will not ask hand-raising questions, yes or no questions, allow candidate-to-candidate questions, and then maybe like a foot massage or like a little,
No brown M&Ms.
Really?
No brown M&Ms. Get all the brown M&Ms out of the bowl. Look.
Okay, that was awesome. This is Fox News. This is at least Megyn Kelly saying to the candidates, oh, you don't like the debates? Suck it up, buttercup. You're not going to get a special air-conditioned room just to have a debate. Fuck off. I love it. They actually wanted to control the temperature. 67 degrees. That's it. 67. You know why? Because, well, they don't want to sweat. Now, there's actually a really good reason for that. It's because if you sweat in a debate, that makes you lose. Now, if you remember Richard Nixon versus JFK, if you sweat, no matter how well you do when it comes to your answers or policy positions, and I'm not saying Nixon's were great, but I'm saying optics really matters. If you sweat in a debate, you lose. Or if you're Al Gore, by the way, and you sigh during a debate, you lose. If you sigh. It's ridiculous, right? And look, I get it, right? The media is always going to find some bullshit metric in order to judge the winners of debate on. That's what they do. Now, maybe it's because this is corporate media. They like a fight. It's clickbait. There's really not a ton of substance there. But I also don't see how limiting moderators or the debates or trying to control the debate with pre-screened questions and pre-screened graphics, that's not going to help. That's not going to make the debate more substantive. It's not going to make it better. They're still going to be spouting bullshit. And you need moderators with the freedom and the balls to actually call it out when the math doesn't add up, or when something's wrong, or quoting them in context. Limiting debates doesn't really help. Limiting questions doesn't really help. Having actual journalists actually asking real questions, that's what's going to help. That's what's going to help. Now, to give credit where credit is due, Fiorina, Kasich, and Christie, they did not sign on to these demands. And in fact, Chris Christie, on Monday, actually, said, stop complaining, do me a favor, set up a stage, put podiums up, and I'll just go. And we'll just go. All right? So there's Chris Christie. Even though he got after the moderators on that, he's like, hey, you know what? Let's not bitch. Let's just go and do what we got to do. You kind of got to admire that. Where he's like, yeah, I know the questions are, in my opinion, they're stacked against me, but what do I care? I'm just there to debate. Interesting. Now, Christie, along with Donald Trump, John Kasich, and Carly Fiorina actually declined to sign on to this letter. Kasich said he's not focused on making changes to debates. Quote, whatever we're doing, that's what we'll do. Play it where it lies. I like that attitude. Okay. A Fiorina representative said these debates are an important chance for voters to see conservative candidates under pressure, and over time, we have consistently and successfully discussed our concerns with the networks and the voters, and not behind closed doors, like the political class seems to like to do. Makes sense. And look, Chris Christie had also said earlier, like right after the debate, they're like, hey, if you can't handle a couple of CNBC moderators, how the fuck are you supposed to handle Putin? It's a devastating point. Devastating. And when you're right, you're right. Whether or not I agree with you on everything else, if you're right, you're right. For example, Bernie Sanders. Bernie Sanders didn't complain when Anderson Cooper red-baited him. Didn't complain. Hillary Clinton didn't complain when Anderson Cooper rightly pointed out how sometimes she she switches positions based on political expediency. They didn't complain about gotcha questions. Hey, GOP candidates, fucking suck it up, dude. That's what a debate's for. And it really comes down to this. If you can't take the heat of running for president, get the fuck out of the kitchen.